live right now. Oh my God. What up, Doe? It is Saturday, Chop It Up Saturday. We're here with Shelly, Dutch, and Tori will be jumping on shortly. She had to get on the road to go to work. How you guys doing today? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. So, I was we were talking off air. And I know I don't know if I told John this, but or Dutch. I'm sorry. I gotta change that. I'm like thinking. So I recently been. I went back to Cox. I've been back and forth with Cox for a while, and I was I was in the hood, and I was selling Arbor on Broadway. It's like Broadway and like Mesa Drive, right? And it's like a demilitarized zone over there. Every time you turn on the news, there's always something going on in Mesa. Like there's so many fucking cops in that little corridor. So I'm not, and I must have like knocked in like this a property that got assigned to me. So I'm knocking and I hear, and the windows open. I hear, and I'm like, the fuck is going on? Is there a crazy house that I just went in? And I opened it, and I knock on the door, and I was like, he opens the door, and he's got like two like ponytails, but they're like horns. And he's like, "Can I help you?" And I go, "Yeah, I was just wondering if I noticed you don't have any service or whatever." And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Hold on, real quick." Closes the door, and he's like, he said, "We don't need any."
Oh, so he was talking with. Oh, he has split personality.
I was like, I wanted to be like, who the fuck doesn't need any? Who are you just talking to? I want to know. And then so friend of the show, Eddie, he's like, he has a PO box in that area. He went to college at ASU and he lived in that whole area, and he's constantly in that area. He's like, man, that area is like someone just hit a bomb and just nothing but crazies, nothing but fucking meth. I mean, that area, I know John lives on the east side. He probably goes by there all the time, but man, I was just like, damn, this area just gets worse and worse every time I come over here. You know what I'm talking about, John? Arbor on Broadway. It is off of fucking it's off Broadway and fucking Mesa Drive, man. Yeah. How often do you go by there?
Try not to.
You try. But there's so much. There's so much craziness over there, dude. Like, what is going on? Is there? And then somebody was telling me is there a mental hospital not too far from there? And I'm like, well, maybe that's the problem. And I was like, man, there's just a lot there. And I was walking around the complex, and there's just so many crazy people there talking to themselves. And I went up to another lady. She was like, no, I don't want it. I don't. No, get away from me. And I'm like, what is going on? Where the fuck am I?
You're not in Oz, I'll tell you that much. Not in Oz. Yeah. Hey, it's rough, man, especially with all that shit that's out there. You got these people losing their mind.
I guess
they
so.
Just not even the same.
There's pockets on the west side, but that particular area, there's just some craziness.
Craziness. Like the walking zombies, living dead.
Walking zombies. Hey, Tori, welcome to the show. So, Dutch's first show. Shelly Hetchell, you're on your way. You're going to go to the baseball stadium.
Yeah.
I heard today
Proud employee.
Baseball stadium, and Evil Longoria was there. Does that conversation? Did I hear that conversation?
Not only was she there, but I waited on her and didn't know.
So she wears a lot of makeup, because I thought she was pretty. I mean, back in the day, but I know she's getting long in the tooth.
I don't think it was that she wore a lot of makeup. So she was dressed very casual, had a flowered sundress on. I know exactly who she was after I was told the next day. She was in a suite with one of the owners who was very up in age, and she was off to the side and had a hat on. You know, I don't put my head up underneath people's hats and be like, hey, can I, so can I help you? So I asked her how she was several times. She kept her head down. Oh, we're good. The ladies were good. There was 4 of them sitting together at the table in the suite. Had no clue it was her, but not all celebrities recognize other celebrities. So
and my favorite thing is sundress. That's my favorite thing, because
it's your favorite thing.
There's a lot of finger fucking with the sundress. So
not favorite, right? Favorite thing.
Favorite thing. Yeah.
So yes, I did meet Eva Longoria indirectly, waited on her, took very good care of her, might I add. And so there's that. I didn't know her husband was a giant. So a friend of mine sent me last night.
Is he a midget?
No, he's a good size. She's tiny. Yeah, super tiny. Pictures, she looks bigger than what she really is. Not like fat or anything. Sorry, Eva. No, you're adorable. But it was crazy. And then it's funny because I didn't know, right? He was a giant. So my other friend, the sun is kicking, y'all. My other friend, a friend of mine, she sent me a whole list of the giant's wives, so I don't make this mistake again. So we'll see what today brings. It's Saturday. It should be interesting.
She must like athletes, because she was with Parker, which was a basketball fan. So she must like athletes. So she likes the athlete. She likes the athlete.
I guess. I don't know. That life wasn't for me. So they cheat a lot. But I'm not calling her husband a cheater. I'm just saying they do cheat a lot. So hopefully he's good. He seems like he's
the reason why she got rid of Tony Parker. I guess he was much of a cocksmith. That was what she was always complaining. He was cheating a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Was she married to him?
Yeah, she was married to Tony Parker from San Antonio Spurs.
Oh yeah. She was married to him too. Yeah. So see what today brings. It's it's Saturday. It should be fun. I just wanted to pop on and say, hey, Dutch.
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
So before you go, because I know you're all about universe and Underwind and Space Moon and all that. So I go to Dutch's house yesterday, and he showed me his background, which you see his background now with the Foo Fighters. And I hate to talk about it. I know it wasn't part of the show, but so he's got this cool memorabilia, and I'm like, man, he's got the drum set, he's got the guitars, he's got all that right there behind you, right, Judge? And 8 hours later, one of the Foo Fighters, what is he, the drummer, or was he the singer?
Yeah, the drummer.
Passes away at 50 years old. So
yeah,
I didn't even read what actually happened, but I mean, that's kind of crazy, because like I said, I know you're into the whole universe and everything.
So there was a universal message there for you in that experience. And basically it was, you were introduced to these, things by your friend prior to this person passing over, which was showing you to have gratitude for him prior to him passing. Because a lot of times we don't show gratitude for people until they're gone, right? We don't appreciate the things we see until they're gone. Mm-hmm. And so you've had a moment to see those things that you could appreciate your friend for having a love for them, for Dutch having a love for the Foo Fighters and for them as humans and artists in general. So that was, kind of a humbling synchronicity, as we like to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what that personal message to you was. And I know you're a huge fan, Dutch. And so people think it's funny when you offer condolences for people of artists or, a celebrity, you didn't know him, but that's not the case. Music touches everybody. So my heart goes out to you and all his fans,
What's your thought? I mean, he looks like he might have died of a heart attack. Yeah, I guess he was complaining about chest pains.
Oh, man.
He was in Colombia, man. Best drugs in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your thought process when you know what I mean? Like we just talked about it, and then, you see that he passed.
It's kind of surprising, man, but it is what it is. I mean,
yeah.
It's kind of more concerned for Dave and what he's gone through.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So it's rough. I have a few friends. One who she's a female drummer. She's back in Michigan. Shout out to Tanya. And she's at all their concerts. She knows them personally. And I know it's hitting her really hard today too. So it's hard. They had a lot of fans. They touched a lot of people.
I think it's shocking because he wasn't 75, he wasn't 80. You know what I mean?
He was young.
Yeah.
Right. He wasn't 75. He wasn't 80. He wasn't sick. He wasn't an addict. You don't hear him in the news. Oh, he's, this and that. Because when somebody passes away, that's an artist, especially from, a music band, instantly you think, oh, what do they do? Overdose? And it sucks that that's what you think, but that's what first comes to mind. Oh, he must have overdosed in a hotel. And, it sucks that stigma follows them, but, it's sad. He has children. He's married, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, his brothers are hurting right now. His fans, that entire, world they have in community they're hurting. He's an amazing, amazing artist, amazing drummer, touched a lot of souls. So,
yeah.
Absolutely.
So, Dutch, tell us about that drum set you got back there. I know you told me a little bit about the story. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh.
It's an old antique Slingerland, 1975 Slingerland that I had restored for a friend.
Okay. And then I think you told me that you some guy offered you money, you sold it, and then you were like, hey, do you still have that drum set? And you ended up buying it back. That's awesome.
Good job. Did such a good job on it. I had to buy it back. So
That's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Way cool.
Little piece of history.
Yeah. So, Shelly, what you been up to for the last week?
Not a damn thing. I have been relaxing. I have been chilling in my serious. I've been chilling.
No Lonnie moments.
No Lonnie moments.
No Lonnie moments? Come on.
No Lonnie moments. Hey, but before you got on the
Y'all are
line,
funny.
I had to do that for him before we got live. I was like, I heard you were going through that.
You did a
So, Dutch broke up with her boyfriend, and that was him crying right there. He was that was him crying, but I told her that I've probably been having that. She goes, oh, I heard you had a Lonnie week. So we refer to him as Lonnie. And that was Lonnie crying. And she goes, I heard you had a Lonnie week. I says, honey, I've had a Lonnie week for 4 years. I just don't tell nobody.
So I'm gonna start referring to as a Lonnie week now.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's a term of endearment.
Yeah. I think we need to get shirts and all say, "Don't be a Lonnie."
Hey,
We can make them.
we sure can. Right off the
Michelle,
press.
let's make some.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. Hey, I got the paper. I got the shirts.
And do you give Lonnie
Next
the shirt?
right for the Fuck Uncle Jimmy shirts.
You give Lonnie the shirt as well?
Hey, we
Why
can give
not?
it off to everybody.
Why
can
not?
have-
That's the love.
We can have him sign them.
He might have him sign them. He might want a cut of the proceeds, the profits that come from it. Oh hell!
Okay, I really wish
So that's not just a Lonnie. That's a guy that just found out that he did not get his taxes.
oh damn. Oh damn.
It was taken up by child support.
Oh,
I know
love
them.
those
I know
moments.
him. I know him.
It was just taken up by child support, and he just found out that he didn't get it.
Hey, that's how my daughter's father probably felt every year when nice Uncle Sam just gonna send me that money. Be like, yes, thank you. I waited all year for this.
I had a conversation with my uncle, right? So we were talking about child support, talking about this and that. So he goes, man, I don't put no. Well, let me go back. So we're at the baseball game like 2 years ago, and he said, you get the tickets and I'll buy the goodies. I'm like, okay. Seems like I'm getting the short end of the stick on this deal. And so I can't get a hold of him, right? He's a senior citizen. He's in his 70s. He's not really good with phones, right? So I'm calling him. He's not answering, whatever the case may be, right? And I finally meet up with him. I send him a digital thing of the ticket because I go in because I'm like, I'm not waiting for you, dude. Let me go in the game, whatever the case may be. So I went in there. He finally was like, oh, I'm in. I'm all right. So he comes and sits down with me. And he's like, yeah, what do you want to drink? And I said, well, yeah, just give me, Corona or something, give me a beer, hot dog, and some, taters. And then he goes, you got to remember, he's an old senior citizen, old Mexican. He pulls out of his jacket or whatever, or his pocket, or I don't know, a whole bag of peanuts. And I'm like, where'd these come from? He's like, man, I ain't paying $10 for no peanuts at no damn park. So it's like the dollar store movie mom, right? You go to the
Come for us.
He sticks in the fucking peanuts, right? And I'm like, I wonder how old these peanuts are, because I always question my mom when she gives me something. I'm like, how old is this? Because oh, it's okay, Mom. The milk says it expired 2 weeks ago. You be fine. So I always question somebody. I'm like, wait a minute, is this expired? Because I don't want to get sick. Because my sister told me the other day, she said, oh, I got sick. I ate some canned stuff. I said, was it expired? She said, shit, I didn't even look. Maybe it was. Maybe that's why I was sick. And I said, that's probably why you ate some soup that was it expired in 1982. It expired in 1982. So anyways, he's like, I'm gonna go get you a dog. So he goes and gets a dog, and it's been 2 hours. I said, it's fucking the 7th inning. Where's this guy at? So he comes back, he sits down, and I said, where the fuck you been? And I'm thinking maybe he's finger fucking some girl in the bathroom. I don't know what's going on, right? So he's like, man, all I have is cash. And I said, so? He said, they don't take cash no more at baseball parks, I guess. So I had to pay $10 to somebody to buy your shit. And I'm like, really? I was like, you ain't got no money on no debit card? He's like, well, I got a debit card, but I don't keep no money in it. I said, well, why?
Oh.
I said, why? He said, because last time I had $1,000 in my bank. The fucking IRS took my money because I owed child support.
They will do this, and they do it at the most randomest time,
I know,
especially when you need that shit.
So he owes like 40 or 50 G.
Even at his age.
So here's the funny part, right? So I was like, well, that's fucked up, but I don't know why you don't have any money. You should have $20, $25. You don't have shit. So it's like, fuck that. I ain't even putting $1 in there. Fuck that. So he said, here was the funny part. The part was, he said, I called the IRS. I said, wait a minute, what? He said, yeah, I called the IRS. I said, you guys had no authority to take no money out of my account. He said the lady was laughing at him and said, sir, you need to pay your taxes. And he goes, I don't need to pay no taxes. I don't make enough or whatever. She goes, you owe child support? He says, yeah. He said, well, that's why we have the authority to go into your account anytime.
Oh my God.
Have you checked? We are the government, sir. And he goes, you have no fucking business. And she hung up on him. But I thought that was the funny part because they just fuck. They don't send you. Hey, sir, we're gonna go in your account. Is that okay? You get enough time to take that money out. No. They just go in that motherfucking account and they take that motherfucking shit. So
they sure do.
Anybody that ever owed taxes, they were doing that Lonnie cry because they're like, shit. They get a little letter and said, unfortunately, you owed some back taxes, and we took your income tax. Thank you. Have a good day.
Mm-hmm. They're cold with it. They are cold with it.
They don't
mafia on child support and back taxes.
They just take that shit.
You do. Oh, I'm telling you, I knew somebody. He had it was his rent, right? He had like $1,400 in his bank account. Just got paid, got deposited. Went to go get a money order for his rent, and his shit was insufficient. And he's like losing his shit. And come to find out, because he owed back child support, and man, he was livid because he was robbed without knowing that he was robbed. And there's no reverse on it neither. You can't dispute it. You can't do nothing. You just got to take it like a G and be like, horrible.
Moral of the story: don't have kids with the wrong fucking people.
Or just take care of your kids and you don't have to put on child support.
That too.
That's a tough thing, right? So when you're young and you're dumb and you just have kids and you always think, oh, hey, I'm going to be with this girl forever. But man, the select, you know what I mean? Like if now they have where you can, select your gender of your child. Is there a way we can select the correct baby mama? That's what I want to know.
I wish they would just put a surgeon warning on certain people and be like, may be detrimental to your life. Because it really needs to be, advertised and solicited that, this is a fucked up person. You may not want to do this.
Yeah,
may cause cancer.
Like, they could suck dick really well. So it's a toss up.
But I mean, do you want to get your dick sucked or do you want to deal with a life full of shit? I'd rather just go to the novelty store and get one of those real good ones, and you know what I'm saying?
Go to go home and keep your peace. Yeah.
I know Tori says there's a thing that you put on your penis and it sucks it for you, right?
Yeah, it fluctuates. Yeah, I've seen it.
It's a thing. Anybody that wants a discount, I got a discount code. I'll drop it in the comments.
Where does your nut go?
It goes in there. You got to clean it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's like the worst part.
It looks like a cuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes around, and you can get one with a remote, so you ain't got to touch it. Yeah.
Just lay there.
We got you.
Yeah.
Imagine PTSD and bankruptcy. Yeah, that's a good warning too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, Dutch, imagine if they had that when we were 12. I would have said, Mom, what do you want for Christmas? I want the fucking hand thing that can you get that for me?
Okay. The Palm Pilot.
No, she would have said, Mijo, don't be cochino. Don't be cochino.
No hay Manuelita.
Yeah, she said, yeah, she would have been like, why is your chonies they're all sticky? What is going on?
Horchata.
conversation that I had with somebody, and they said, I think they said, man, my son is masturbating a lot. His fucking whole blanket like fucking broken to pieces. That's masturbating a lot.
What's a lot?
What's a lot?
Wait a minute.
Well, that's a good one. What is a lot? What is a lot? Dutch, what is a lot for a young boy? What is a yacht? And three times. So three times. So I mean, to be honest with you, I think I had a conversation with my brother, and he said he had sex like all weekend, and I was like, oh, he says my cock is red, and I said, well, you better do this. He was young, and he's like, I said, well, you better do something because it shouldn't be red. He's like, it's sore, and I was like, well, yeah, you keep fucking pumping. You know what I mean? It's like it's raw. You know what I mean? So I know women get raw. So what is a lot? What is a lot? Masturbation. 3-4 times a day?
That sounds like a lot to me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
that sounds like a lot to me. That's a lot of action. Your wrist has got to be hurting at that point.
Can you get carpal tunnel for jacking off? Especially if you don't, you already built up your stamina. Your wrist by the third time, you're like, fuck. Wrist is pumping. They're gonna create a labor law for your wrist.
Labor law.
Disability.
I got someone in the chat. Is that shout out to Kelly for listening. She's out here listing the names of the pumps in the chat. I love our viewers. I swear I do.
Is that what it's called? A pink cherry?
Pink
That's
cherry.
That sounds fun. Pink cherry sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of sexy there.
Well, I don't think they make the adult sex humans or whatever, but I know they make it for the guys. Those things look real.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're like, I want to say they're $30,000 that
Wait,
they're guy sex doll.
Oh, sex doll. I thought you meant the actual body part. I was like, yeah, they make them for women.
Do they make a men's?
No, not that I've seen.
Mm-mm.
Women don't want that shit. Women aren't that dumb.
Women are not that dumb.
Come on.
There was a guy.
Look at Dutch. He's like, I
walked around with this and taking it to dinner and shit.
Fucking weird as fuck. Okay, that's weird.
But, I mean, like they are so realistic though. The ones they make, the chicks. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
They just.
I'm sure there's some women out there that are gonna do it. Like, right? There's always a few, but they're out here giving us a bad name. Most women aren't walking around with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you go to like holiday dinner with your new girlfriend or boyfriend, your family, and you show up with a fucking sex doll.
Mm.
You're like, hey, you wheel her in the wheelchair because clearly she doesn't fucking walk. You're not going to carry her in. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Weird as fuck. You set her a plate and everything.
I'm talking about Kate wants water.
Kate wants You didn't buy Kate a gift for Christmas? Oh, you know what? Fuck all of you. You're just jealous of our relationship.
Hey, Kate don't talk back though. She don't talk back.
She really don't. She really don't.
Kate says,
Kate's got all the right holes.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta hold on. I found the video.
You know what though? I always wondered though, like,
hey, you want to know the secret?
Does the parts start stretching after a while from like?
I want to know who thinks that.
I mean, like,
does the rubber stretch out?
You're right.
Oh,
because they can't. You can't do any exercise or anything.
Eating and re-energizing.
Can't Kegel.
No Kegels.
Can't Kegel.
Dutch, do you know what Kegel is for women?
Say again.
Kegel. You know what that is for women?
Oh, yeah. That's not just for women.
No?
It's important that we do it also daily.
Men can
Really?
Kegel? Oh shoot, I'm about to get
Yeah.
Well,
educated.
it's for men. It's just like, okay, imagine when when you're urinating and then you stop it. It's kind of like that for men, right? Am I right?
You are right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
learn
it's
something
that
new.
muscle. It's good. It helps you not piss yourself when you're old too, guys.
Look, check this out. Here's this.
What the f going on in here? What the f is this?
Right here.
Oh my God! And this seriously? Really? Really? No.
I told you.
Here. This ain't no sex doll. So kiss me.
It's a lot of people.
I know.
Push me.
I don't know what they talking about. I can understand.
He tried to say he got caught, and he tried to say that it was a sex doll, and she wasn't moving.
She cussed so damn much I couldn't catch on.
Huh?
I said she was cussing so much, so many beeps. I didn't know what was happening.
Let me see if I can find a better video. I thought that was fucking funny. The guy was like, that's a sex doll, baby. That's a sex doll. She said, that is.
The girl just laid there. Oh hell, that's funny. Well, it's been fun. It's been real, and
Introducing next generation.
stadium.
Okay.
So y'all enjoy the rest of the show and the rest of your day. And you can follow me, Tori Rochelle, on Facebook, at All Beauty All Beast on Instagram, The Savage Kitty on Twitter, and Tori Smooches on Snapchat. Shout out to everybody who's been sprinkling me in my Cash App.
Gotcha.
Hell no.
Oh, yeah, no, I found the other one. It's still beeping. I thought that was funny, though.
That is funny though.
Yeah, she thought it was a fucking trying to say it was a sex doll, and it wasn't a sex doll. It was a great. He got caught cheating. He was like, that was a sex doll. That's a sex doll.
But is that considered cheating if you had like say your woman didn't know that you had a whole full body sex doll, and she comes in and you're going in on your sex doll, would that be considered cheating?
Oh hell no.
Oh, here it is.
Oh hell no. This bitch already all the way fucked up. Hell no.
Here you go.
The fuck is really going on? What the fuck is going on in here? What the fuck is this? The fuck is going on? The fuck is this? That ain't a motherfucking sex doll. This bitch is not no sex doll. Where the fuck you with this?
I got the fucking seat right here.
Bitch, I got the fuck out of that motherfucking sex doll. This bitch is not no motherfucking sex doll.
How you?
Oh my God, and this bitch move. Seriously?
Hey, come here,
Get the fuck out of here. This bitch. Fuck you, bitch. This is not no. Really? Really? Hell no. This big ass. This is a motherfucking man.
I told you I'm fucking sex doll.
Get the fuck out of here. This is a bitch. This ain't no motherfucking sex doll. So listen.
Man, malfunction. This motherfucker malfunction. Man, I ain't supposed to be talking, man.
Push me.
What the fuck is that? They talking.
Both of you bitch. Really? It's a bitch.
It's a sex doll. Like, what the fuck?
This big as fuck. Your big body ass bitch. You. Big ass man.
Fuck out of here, man. Listen, that motherfucker is dysfunctional, man. I don't know. Something wrong with it.
Really?
I got the receipt. I don't know why the fuck she talking about herself.
Because you turn that motherfucking self.
I don't know why the fuck she. I'm going to die.
He said something wrong with it.
Man,
Take that
you
back.
gotta be real slow to believe that shit though. I be like that. But the crazy thing is the role she played. She was like, I would do that. I would do that. I would be the mannequin. Crazy.
I just want to know, like you said, how dumb is she? Like, she just like, That's a sex style. It's malfunctioning.
Malfunctioning my
stuck with
ass.
He stuck with the lie though, didn't he?
He did.
That's what Don was saying. He stuck with it.
Yeah, he stuck with it. And then she finally woke up from whatever she didn't. She was frozen and she kept pushing her. You what the fuck, bitch? You know what I mean?
Okay, she was like, I ain't gonna be too many.
Yeah.
My whole thing is that she was willing to play the part. That's the crazy part. I was like, she should be an Academy Award winner. Like seriously,
She did a good job. I thought she was a mannequin for the first half.
Yeah, until she started moving, I was like, oh,
this bitch move.
Oh god,
That's
crazy. The stuff they come up with these days.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
Well, I mean, if you're caught, you're caught. But she's like, what the fuck is going on in here? Yeah, all section 8 going on in there.
Yes, real talk. He like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Oh, that was so funny, yo. That is funny.
Funny. Well, let's jump into the show. I know you guys got the topics and let's.
J Balvin, yo, dude is fire.
I wonder what kind of locura he's up to.
So, McConnell says he opposes Jackson nomination to the Supreme Court, and I know that we played Wednesday. You missed it because I know you weren't on the show. So, but one of the senators asked her if she was religion enough, and she's like, "Well, last time I checked the Constitution, you didn't have to. Religion has nothing to do about being appointed to the Supreme Court." Mm-hmm. So Republicans are definitely coming at her. When she was nominated, I thought that was it. Maybe I'm dumb when it comes to like how it actually works. To become a Supreme Court justice. I didn't know that once you're nominated, you actually have to go in front of a panel to get kind of interviewed. I didn't know that happened. I thought if you're appointed, and that's it.
Yeah.
You're sworn in and whatever. But they're definitely coming at her, trying to shake her up. And then I think she came at the other senator and basically said, look, last time I checked, that wasn't part of the Constitution. I'm religion. I believe in God, because I guess that was the thing. But that was it. I was just really surprised that they're coming at her like that.
No, they were doing a lot of stuff with her because I was watching one session where they were questioning her about a book that was actually in a school district that she was actually somewhat involved in. She was on the board, I'm sorry.
Right.
And they were saying, so you think that it's okay for 4 through 6 to be read this book about being racist? And she's like, I have not read the book. I'm not aware of the book, but like they were coming at her like, you're on the board, so you should know something about that. But she held her composure though. She held her composure and she didn't give them no kind of anything to rebuttal back on. But yeah, they were coming at her hard, like seriously coming at her all kind of different avenues and ways, trying to get her to kind of hiccup on some of her statements, but she held to it.
Well, I think when you're a Supreme Court justice, you can't be biased on one side. You can't be right. You can't be left. Mm-hmm. Religion has nothing to do with it. When you're judging something at that type of level, you have to be in the middle. You can't have your own views or opinions on it. It's whether you believe that this person is right or wrong, and that's what it comes up to. But I know with the cancer culture, the way it is, I know the way people are, the politically correct, all that stuff, it's huge, and it plays a big part in our justice system, which I think is pretty much broken, to be honest. Right. So, but there it is. Arizona legislature approves 15-week abortion ban. They are following suit with a lot of states. I have this conversation with my daughter all the time, and Tori, and a lot of different women. I think a politician, especially a man politician, and I don't know if this is correct, and maybe Dutch might say something different. I know he doesn't have any children, but I don't think a politician has a right to tell a woman that what she can do with her body. I'm just being honest with you.
Right.
What's your thoughts, Dutch?
It's a hard one, man. I mean, that gets into religion versus politics versus religion. It's always a slippery slope. So I think it's ultimately the woman's choice.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, you're a woman, Shell. I mean, if you have a politician that said, "Hey, this is what's voted in, and you can't have an abortion after 15 weeks," like you don't know, like you could have been raped. There's so many circumstances. I think it should be case by case. You know what I mean?
I believe so too. I believe it should be case by case. It is the woman's body, but at the same time, we're in America. Everybody has a choice. We're not stagnant by different other rules, but I think they should allow people to have the choice of what they want to do.
Yeah. Choice of what people want to do. I think that's the biggest thing. I think politicians forget that stuff, that it is the woman's body. You know what I mean? It's a woman's body at the end of the day. And they really shouldn't have, I know, I was born Catholic. I was raised a Catholic. I was an altar boy. You know what I mean? Like, I know what, you can't do that. You can't get an abortion because it's against God. You know what? These laws were written 2,000 years ago. Mm-hmm. Whatever it may be, it's time to fucking come into the 21st century. I gotta be.
Yeah. I mean, to give people a choice, I mean, it could be where if this woman is pregnant and it's detrimental to her health, or the child may not be able to survive, giving birth to a stillborn is traumatic for a woman. So there's a lot of stuff that comes into play, and I think they need to take that in consideration, because at the end of the day, the man will never be able to identify what it's like to carry a child. So it's kind of like, they won't understand what all the emotion that goes along with it. And that person has to, carry that weight. And so, give that person the choice of what they want to do.
Right. So this is a scene from Sleepers. Basically, no politics, no religion. Here you go.
It's going to take more than 4 years. It's going to take it to the midterm elections. He's got to do his job. He's our man.
Jerry, what are you talking about? What about Reagan's speech?
What are those two fancy drinks in front of my hand? Jerry, if you tell them that Republicans are not welcome in Hell's Kitchen, and either political coercion or change your conversations in order.
So there it is. He's at a bar. He says, "Look, keep that shit to yourself."
Mm-hmm.
So
pretty much.
Keep that shit to yourself.
Yep.
So right after that scene, they shoot Kevin Bacon.
That's a fantastic movie.
It's a fantastic movie. They were 4 boys that they committed a crime when they were teenagers. They hurt somebody and they ended up going. I don't know if you have seen it, Shelly. If you haven't, it's a great movie. Great actors, Robert De Niro, so many different people. Dustin Hoffman, great movie. They end up going to a boys' home and they get molested. Two of them are okay. 2 of them are killers. They get revenge in that scene, and it's a great movie. They kill the people that are involved, and it's like I said, it's a really good movie.
I'm gonna check it out.
If you haven't seen it, Sleepers, check it out. I think it was made in the 90s. It was a great movie.
Really good movie.
If you have not seen it, check it out.
I would do that.
My mom loves that movie so much. She got it on DVD. Anytime it come on, she would play it. There's some really good scenes with Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman is a drug addict attorney, and it's great. It's a great movie. Great. He goes sees the mob boss or whatever, and he tells him, "Hey, you need to take this court case." And he's like, "Well, I can't take it. I have a little bit of a drug problem. And basically the guy goes, go away. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to go do what we tell you. You know what I mean?
Wow.
He goes, if you don't, he goes, well, how if I don't? He goes, then you go down for the dirt nap. He goes, I never heard that, but okay.
He's like, I'll take door number 1.
Yeah. So that was a great scene, though, right, Dutch? You go down for the dirt nap.
That's a great scene. Great movie, man.
Yeah.
That's a good movie. I saw that in the theaters.
Yeah, that was a great movie. So I was totally into this Hayden Pantera. I can't pronounce her name. She was in one of my TV shows that I loved. She was Save the Cheerleader, Save the World. But here's her fight.
Take your bitch ass home. Go home.
I forgot to put it on the screen. What the hell?
I need everybody else back in the bar, please. We're trying to leave. We're trying to fucking leave this guy. What you mean? Wait a minute. Dude,
So a bunch of white folk fighting in LA, and her boyfriend Brian Hickerson looked less like a lover. Let me stop sharing this. I'm sorry, hold on. And more like a tag team partner after getting into a huge melee in the famous Sunset Strip hotel. So they were going at it. We got insane video Thursday night outside Sunset Marquise, and mostly Brian and down with a large group of people. At one point, security was unable to calm the situation, but
this shit went down.
They got wild.
Shit went down. They were like, I don't care where we at, but we about to do this. That's funny. She couldn't hold her composure. She
can't.
She said, I'm gonna put this down for a minute and raise something up just to show you who I am. Real quick. Don't get the movie girl twisted. That's what she basically was trying to explain to everyone. She was like, she said she about that business.
Yeah. So she was in a TV show called Heroes. I love the show. I don't know if you ever watched it, but it was it was kind of like before the whole Marvel movies and stuff, but it was a really good, a bunch of people had powers, but this was her thing.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
I have a message for you. I don't have much time. I'm risking a rift just by coming here. The girl, you have to save her. What girl? The cheerleader. It's the only way to prevent it. Prevent what? Everything. Listen to me. She must live. The painter, Isaac, go to him. He will know. When I call you, you must tell me where we meet. You told me many times how lost you felt.
So it was basically the whole thing was save the cheerleader, save the world. She was in that show. It was a great show.
It really was. I've watched that show. That show had me. I was binging. Seriously binging on that show.
NBC tried to do a saved or heroes like reinvent or like reunite or something, and they didn't have the original actors in it. A lot of those actors in the beginning, they weren't really nobody, and then they ended up going to have some huge careers, and they couldn't get them back after a while.
That's sad because it was really
good
crazy show. I mean, how their characters evolved, the twist in it too. I was like, I binged for seriously.
It was great. It was a great show. Mm-hmm. So do you guys know who Stephen Wilhite is? Do you know who that is, Dutch?
I do not. Not other than.
So he is the creator. And so this is a guy that has spawned so much stuff. He is the creator of A Gift. And if you know what a GIF is, it is an image. He created the animated GIF. So when you do a GIF, it's animated, right? So all those memes, everything you see on social media, internet, this is the fucking creator of the GIF. He recently died. He's 74. So they said, God rest the Godfather gift. Computer scientist Stephen E. Wilhite, who created the GIF image form back in 1987, died March 14th. His wife, Kathleen, he was an avid camper, loved traveling and camping. So he was the original guy that created the gift. That is, I don't even know, like you're a computer scientist or whatever, and you're like, hey, let me make this image that moves. Like, cool. Me and Dutch have Eddie, that's a friend of the show. This is shit that he does on a day. You know what I mean? Like it's infected so many people's lives. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I mean, your logos and everything, that was all like, you know what I mean? Like that's crazy to think there was a guy that invented this, right, Dutch?
Pretty mind blowing. It's just,
yeah.
I mean, it's what we've seen in the past 10, 20 years, man. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just, so rest in peace, the GIF father.
Yes. Rest in peace. That's funny. That's interesting. Technology has came a long ways.
Yeah. Long way.
Long ways.
So what do you think about Wendy Williams? You know the stories going on with her. She's demanding, I don't know if she's under that whatever controversy, where Britney Spears was, but they I don't know if attorneys are involved or whatever the case may be, but they will not give her money. I know somebody was in control of her money while she was just, in the hospital, sick and all that. But she recently she went on a tyrant and told Wells Fargo, give me my money. So
I saw that.
You know what's going on with the situation?
But no, it's been like a multiple stories adding up to that. I mean, she once, with the divorce and her ex-husband, I'm actually having someone pregnant. Then she went through that whole spiral with some type of, I think it was alcoholism. Like It's just been like a continuance of different things happening with her that I believe she just had a meltdown and they're just trying to keep her, where she's not trying to cause any harm to herself, pretty much. But she's gone left field. And then she loses her show because of all of these things, her behavior. I hear, that she even has a very unique personality when she's not on camera. So it's she has a lot going on.
So old square butt, big tits. Here it is.
My thing is that I've been asking questions about my money. And when I began asking questions about my money, suddenly Lori Schiller has got no response regarding my money. I want my money. This is not fair. And Wells Fargo has no questions and answers with regarding my money. This is not fair. And Lori Schiller and Wells Fargo have this guardianship petition about.
So, you probably know more about that. I don't know. So if someone has a guardianship petition, just because they have the form, does it mean that they freeze your money?
No, they give them an allowance. So basically they take care of all of their basic financial needs, and then they give them a certain amount of allowance, but they have to show receipts in whatever they're purchasing or wanting to purchase. And it has to be a justifiable purchase. It can't just be like, I want to go and buy some shoes. Well, why do you need the shoes? So there's like a questionnaire type of situation that they end up having to go through. An interrogation almost in order for you to spend your money, because they feel that you are incompetent to not be able to handle your own finances.
That's crazy, because that's her money at the end of the day.
Yeah, but they feel that, she doesn't have the best interest for herself. And, and she's the celebrity status, so at the end of the day, they just want to say she can't control herself, and then plus, as much tea as she dropped on everybody, now the roles have reversed because they got a lot of tea on her.
Maybe she wants to get her butt fixed because she, like I said, she's square. She got them big old fucking knockers, but she's square butt.
Now, for a minute, I thought she was a man. I ain't gonna lie. She got basketball hands, like a man, like I could grip the ball type of situation.
I don't want those hands around my cock. My cock's small. I don't want it to be around my cock and make my cock look 2 inches.
She got the 2-hand action going on.
Oh my God. So am I right, Dodge? You got a girl with big hands. It makes your cock look small, right?
Yeah. Or a dude with big hands. I don't know.
Big hand.
Yeah, she can cuff everything. She got balls and
she got the whole thing.
She got it all wrapped up.
Winter sports.
She puts the whole thing in her mouth.
Whole thing.
And she sings the national anthem.
Wouldn't that be the shit? Would that be the shit? That would be the shit. Humming the whole thing.
Humming the whole thing.
But nah, Wendy Williams, man, she's been sick though for a long time mentally. I think with all the stress and everything that's going on, it finally just came to a halt with everything. So she's doing bad mentally, literally. Very unstable. Wendy Williams.
Williams. So how big is too big, John?
Shit.
I mean, Dutch, I'm sorry. How
what up? I'm Chugo Carey. Trust your instincts and be willing to try stuff. There's still things.
Sorry, commercial. How big is too big for those?
The gauges?
Gauges, Dutch.
That could have been just about the limit.
Yeah. But, I never wore gauges, but I know when they take them out, they have that, like
it
that
hangs.
Loose meat. I don't know.
No, you stretched your skin. Like if there's no going back. There's no surgical procedure to bring that back.
I want to put my penis in it. I just want to see,
You want a ring?
I'm like, hey, I fucked your ear. What?
Hey, it's a natural ring, though. You got to think about it. Yeah. It has a whole sensation of having natural skin.
You got to take a picture like that. Look, I'm fucking her ears, guys.
Let me see that again. Play that again.
Play that again. Okay. It's big. Shit. I don't know where it's at. Shit. I think I closed it. Sorry.
Yeah, that was probably a little big.
It was big, right? Yeah. It was big.
But I want to know how the hell you gonna look when you get older. When you're young, it looks pretty good, but when you get older, everything sags. Shit. Everything.
Even my balls.
I'd be like, can we put some collagen on that?
Yeah, they'll never close up.
What'd you say, Dad?
They'll never close up unless you get the surgery.
Ooh.
But it don't ever look the norm. It doesn't go back to the same earlobe, though.
Yeah.
It's like, yuck.
Not for me.
But Enrique, you said, you take dick pics with it.
Yeah, take dick pics.
That would be interesting.
Everything sags.
It would probably sell online too, to be honest with you, because everybody got different fetishes. So, could you imagine you clocking in some dough, taking dick pics of somebody's earlobe with it in?
Oh God.
Oh
my God. So no saggy boobs. I think there's always room for saggy boobs.
I don't know. No. My shit starts sagging. I'm gonna get them done. I want perky boobs.
How about you, Dutch? Are you into saggy boobs?
Nanny boobs.
Then, see, I think you got the saggy boobs, and then you guys can suck them. That's so hot when a girl can suck her own tits.
Yeah, but you don't want your shit hanging down to your navel, though. It's like rolling up a burrito. You know what I mean? It's like gross.
Rolling up a burrito.
You know what I mean? It's like a fruit roll up. You know what I'm saying? Fruit roll up just to put it inside your bra and stuff. You're like, no, we're not doing that. Air that up. That's what we're gonna chant. Air that up.
Okay. So the next story was, I thought this was amazing. I wish story was on. Paralyzed man ordered a beer using a brain implant. First words in months. I want a beer. It's simply direct request, but damn amazing. One, because it was uttered by a paralyzed man who communicated for the first time in months through thanks to a life-changing brain implant. That's pretty cool.
Oh, I think that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
No, like seriously, because we never know what it's like when something's been taken away. Just even our our mobility, our ability to talk. We never know what it's like, and when it is taken away and be able, or never was born where you wasn't able to hear or speak and have that opportunity. Oh my gosh, I think the way with science and medical has come together to give people that opportunity is priceless, man.
There's a doctor talking, I guess, about a communication platform for people with completely lock-in syndrome.
Neurons in your brain and in the spinal cord, the so-called motor neurons. People affected by this disease progressively lose all ability to move. They lose the ability to breathe on their own, end up often in a completely locked-in state.
People who have become completely locked in have no means of communicating with the outside world. They can't move muscles, they can't move their eyes. And they are really in need of a solution like a brain-computer interface for communication.
Participation in this study means undergoing brain surgery, having these small electrodes placed into the area of the brain that's responsible for movement. The signals travel down from the electrodes through the wire to this connector, which is attached to the skull. On the outside, we have an amplifier that digitizes the signal and sends the signal, the activity, to a computer. So what we really want to pick up is the activity from the brain as a person attempts to perform a movement. And whenever the person, for example, tries to move the eye, we see change in activity. So cells suddenly start to spike, fire, and we can pick up this activity. We convert these spikes into what we call firing rates. And then we listen all over the array to all these different cells.
I gotta say, science is pretty amazing.
Oh man, I'm telling you, even because I know if Tori was in here, she would actually have a whole lot to say, because I mean, with her son, he could have benefited. One thing I can't say, the time I've known Tori, she made sure Zach had everything and it pretty much could experience just as much. But I mean, if he had that opportunity, oh my gosh, it would have been priceless. Because I mean, she literally made sure he was able to do and have as many experiences as he can, but to give him that opportunity to walk again, and it just bring tears to your eyes, because that would have been great.
Well, yeah, because like I said, technology and stuff has come so far. If you can get someone to say, I want a beer, and they're in a coma, you know what I mean? Like, that's amazing. You know what I mean?
Yes. And to be able to breathe on their own and not be on a respirator. Machine. Yeah. It's like, now that shit's crazy.
Yeah. So, I think we talked about it in the past. I'm really scared to get on certain rides at amusement parks, little fairs, because I got to be honest with you, during being in COVID, like, is this shit even being maintained? You know what I mean? I believe this was at Six Flags, but it was a 14-year-old that fell to their death a couple days ago.
Sampson fell from the free fall ride at Icon Park in Orlando. The teen who was visiting from Missouri with a friend's family died at the hospital. Park operators say they are saddened and devastated, and they're cooperating with investigators. That ride is 430 feet tall and is built as the world's tallest freestanding drop tower.
Our role in this situation is determine whether or not this is an accident or intentional act, and this does appear just to be a terrible tragedy.
Free fall ride opened over the holidays. Company says there have been no issues reported until now. The ride and the one next to it are now closed indefinitely.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown.
So, like I said, in the last, ever since COVID started and post-COVID, there's a lot of people that are going to the amusement parks and stuff like that. But I'm really scared. Like,
here's a song about a brownie paper towel. Stand tall, tear small.
The girls keep saying they want to go to Disneyland and stuff, and I'm like, man, I don't know if some of this stuff has been maintained in the 2 to 3 years that we've been in COVID. That's what I'm afraid of. And a lot of people probably neglect it because they're like, oh, this shit's closed. But, are you jumping on a ride? Are you a big roller coaster guy, Dutch, or do you like to go to amusement parks or no? Yeah. Are you jumping on a ride after you see all these different accents in the last 2 years at these different parks?
Shorter lines.
Huh?
Shorter lines.
Shorter lines, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty fearless when it comes to that stuff, so I enjoy that stuff. Not obviously dying on a ride, but the shorter lines, and
right.
I'll take my chances. I like the janky ass zipper on the corner of the I like those little pop-up fairs in the Kmart parking lot, dude.
Yeah. That's I used to love them, but I'm like, I'm kind of scared,
Even way before COVID, there's just some rides I wouldn't get on. I started hearing them while I'm waiting on the line. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna pass. But that particular ride that was shown on the screen, I did it once, and I could have swore that my stomach was about to come out of my mouth from the drop. Never got on it again. I was like, I'm good. I can't do it. It's just too much. I figured the adrenaline would have kind of numbed that out, but nope, nope, that won't do it. I want to go to Disneyland though.
I think they had that right on the top of the stratosphere.
Mm-hmm.
In Vegas.
Yep, they do. I was there, and that was the last time I got on that thing because it scared I'm telling you, I was scared. I was like, this is not normal. I was like, nope, I'm done. No more rides. No more rides. And I love roller coasters and stuff like that, but there's just some rides I just be like, I'm gonna pass. I'll just watch everybody else.
So it's been a while since I went to Disneyland, but I took my nephew, and they took, I think it was the Hollywood Towers, but I think it's called the Galaxy something at Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, he was maybe 8. And my daughters, my older one, she's like, come on, just bring him. And I was like, I don't know. So he went up there. He came out, and he literally looked like he shit his pants. And he goes, I want to go again. And I was like, are you sure? He was like, yeah. I was like, boy, you look like you're about to shit your pants. He's like, no, that was so fun. So as a kid, and you experience that, because it's the same thing, kind of the drop. I think that's, for him to experience that, he thought that was amazing. But I think they probably take better, maintenance mechanical at Disneyland than probably this park. But
that was actually my favorite ride at Disneyland. I felt secure because, you got the seatbelt.
Right.
And then you just go up and down. But then at the same time, I was like, what about the shaft brake? Because it's going up and down. But it was my favorite ride of all times there, besides the Cars. I thought Cars was cool too.
Yeah. What is your favorite ride? If you've been if you've been to a couple of amusement park, Dutch, what is your favorite ride?
I like the zipper, man.
Yeah?
The old school zipper.
Old school zipper, okay.
The old school zipper.
Old school zipper. So spring break, this is the last week. Miami Beach streets are quiet as curfew goes into effect following the spring break violence. Best Dutch, your best spring break, college, high school, what was your best memory, you would say?
Stranded in Mexico with 4 buddies.
Stranded in Mexico. Tell me the story. Stranded in Mexico. I left my wallet in old Mexico. How did you get stranded in Mexico?
I just, burned out my clutch in my vehicle and then had to leave it down in Mexico for about a year. But,
what?
Was able to make it back and piece ourselves back.
What part of Mexico?
Valley.
What part of Mexico were you in?
Rocky Point.
Oh, Rocky Point. Okay. So did you guys hitch it? Did you guys hitch it back?
We hitched it back. It was there's a lot more to the story, but
share, tell.
Share. Tell us all about it.
I guess you're not supposed to bring food back from Mexico. I guess you can take it, but you can't bring any of your food back. Did not know that.
So did they have you out at customs with everything out? Did they do the whole seas thing?
I stayed there for an extra couple days.
Oh. So did they have you in a holding tank, or what? Where did you? Or were you able to stay somewhere while they were doing their little investigation?
Oh yeah, it was comfortable, really good, really good.
Come on.
Really feature comforts.
Oh, that's good.
So, well, Rocky Point is a tourist place, so it's not like you were stuck in Jalisco, and you know what I mean. Like you're stuck in like deep Mexico, and you're trying to get back, right?
Yeah, it was. It wasn't that bad. If I were further south, I would have dealt with probably a lot more struggles.
Yeah. So I imagine, to be honest with you, this when you're stuck in Mexico and you're trying to make it back to the U.S., this is how I always imagine it. So I don't know if you went through this or not.
Whoa! Oh, school, guys. I'm an American. I just lost my passport.
And if you listen now, you might hear a new sound coming in as an old one disappears. See the world in just one.
Is that happening, Dutch?
Better take a closer look. Don't let it slip right through your mind. Won't you be sleeping
That wasn't happening to you, was it?
No, it wasn't that bad. I was able to get back without having to run a triathlon.
Yeah.
I had my kids stay in Tijuana, right? Because I was trying to look for an Airbnb for them to go to San Diego, but everything was booked. There was something going on, and so all the Airbnbs, hotels were booked, and they were so pissed at me because I called the hotel. I had them on the line. I had my kids on the line and the hotel, and I was like, hey, are they going to need like their birth certificate and stuff to come back? And they were like, no, you're a U.S. citizen. You just need your state ID. I said, are you sure? Because in Mexico, you need passports, right? Or at least your birth certificate,
right?
At the minimum. And so they go first. They were like, they called me and they were like, what kind of shit did you send us to? They were like, they ain't got no stop signs. He was like, there's Starbucks next to the jail. It was funny. And they said, yeah, the hotel looked really pretty on the picture, but Mom, there was a whole different shit show inside. So they're trying to get into San Diego, and they're at customs, and they're like, we can't let you cross. And they were like, what the hell? And they were like, no, we can't let you. You don't have a passport. They were like, why didn't you bring your passport? My kids called me. They were so pissed at me. They were like, you know what? What kind of shit is this, Mom? You booked the hotel room. I was like, well, it's only 15 minutes away from San Diego. I was like, not a big deal. He was like, never again. They were supposed to stay there for 4 days. They went and came back. They did a whole turnaround. They were like, no, we coming back home after we go to the beach. It was funny as hell. They were like, don't ever in your whole life book us another hotel or Airbnb. They were like, Tijuana was not the shit for them. They were like so pissed.
So I don't know if Dutch, have you ever been to Tijuana? But I've been to Tijuana many times. Now, I went to Tijuana before the cartel thing. I went back in the 90s, and I actually had my brother. He was actually, I think, 14 or 15, and I took him. I don't know how my parents allowed me to take him, right? So I take him to Tijuana. We're hanging out in San Diego, and there's a bunch of us. And I think Ed was with us. So we go to a whorehouse, and it was kind of like the La Bamba thing, right? We walking by, and they say, oh, it's only $5. It's it might smell bad, but it smells like chicken kind of thing. You know what I mean? So, but we take him in there, and he, and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get your dick sucked. You're only 14, and I think at the time it was, I don't know, probably $20 or whatever. But I thought it was pretty funny. He got scared. He ended up not doing it, but I had a good time in Tijuana. It reminded me of La Bamba. You know what I mean? Like there was a bunch of whores running around, and stuff. So there's a buddy of mine that lives in Southern California. He's always trying to say, hey, man, let's go down to Tijuana, man. I know a whorehouse for $12. You can fucking have a blast. I don't know if I'm sticking my dick in something for $12. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean?
You might come back with something.
Mm-hmm.
Might come back.
What you're always paying for.
Yeah. Well, I've been to a brothel, right? I've been to a brothel in Nevada. There was one in Reno. So I've been to a couple brothels, and I think it's fascinating when they come out with a fucking menu. They're like, "Oh, hey, what do you want? Blowjob, head, threesome, and then you got a price like it's a menu, right?" And you're just like, "Damn, that's cool." You know what I mean? Have you ever been to a brothel, Dutch? A legalized brothel?
Never have.
No. Yeah, I was always at prostitution because I had an escort service, right? So I was always at these these houses of the devil. So you know what I mean? So it was fascinating that I've spent a couple times in a brothel. So
they had like a VIP menu or something? Like,
it's just a menu because sex is okay, right?
Right.
So they just come out, and it's like the buffet line, right? So there's a bunch of, there's like 10 whores that come out, and they're like, okay, pick a couple, and then you pick a couple, you go to the bar, you have a couple drinks, and then you're like, and then one will be like, hey, when you want to stick it in my ass, it's going to be $500. Here's the menu. You know what I mean? So,
damn, but at least she didn't charge cheap. I mean, $500 for ass is not bad.
I think it was at the time that I've been. It's been 20 some years. I think it was like $350 for head. I think sex was like $500, $750. It was pretty expensive if you wanted the whole fuck. I think they had. I was telling Torty they had. It's like 40 acres in a mule. That means you got every hole. And I think it was like $1,000 or something.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, that's a nice.
Only if I have a pussy, I would be selling it right now.
Hey, very profitable and lucrative. You could retire soon.
Yeah, my whole thing, that whole meme is, don't tell me it's mine if we can't sell it.
That's right. That's right. Hey.
Yeah, you fucking be like, whose pussy is it? It's yours. Yeah, we selling this shit.
Branded and all. Oh, branded and all.
We selling this. Yeah. Where Lonnie at? Probably like, now you ain't selling my pussy. What's wrong? So this was a recent hockey game. A guy, it was a pretty bad hit for a guy that played hockey. I saw the video and I was like, damn. So he got carried off. I know we don't talk much about sports because we haven't had a sports guy on. Hopefully we get a sports guy on here. But Golden Knights Brett Howden leaves the game on a stretcher after a terrifying collision.
Howden kind of going down, and there's the hit.
Boom! He's going to feel that.
That is a scary hit. Is Forsberg.
So I know we took you to your first. Was it your first hockey game?
It was my first. No, well, maybe my second. Because when in Arizona, when they first came out,
There's a lot to manage in life right now. Chase Secure Banking is right there with you to help, with the convenience to manage your money from the.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But when we went to the Detroit, that was actually cool though. That was my second actual game. But I've always followed hockey, and I'm like, that's a brutal game, man. That they let them fight. I mean, they're a little bit more tame now, but back in the day, it was a free for all. But when I saw his head hit the wall, I was like, oh my gosh, he could have been paralyzed.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have been paralyzed, but fortunately, he's doing good though. But yeah, that was it. Can you imagine the speed you're going on the ice and then hitting somebody with it, with all your gear?
I've been there. So I got a question for you. Are you? I know Arizona. We're in a desert. Hockey's not a big thing. Do you watch hockey? You ever been to a hockey game? Are you a big hockey person? I know you're not a big sports person, but have you been to a hockey game?
I've been to a few. I like going to games and stuff, but I've been to a few hockey games.
Yeah.
I prefer to go to games versus
than watching on TV.
TV and watching, yeah.
My dad, I think recently my uncle's like, hey, let's go to a Tiger game, or let's go to not Tiger game. Let's go to a preseason game. He's like, nah, I'd rather watch it on TV. I cannot watch baseball on TV. Like I tune out like after the third inning. And I think it's the whole thing of going to a park, going to a baseball game, smelling the hot dogs, the beer. You know what I mean? Like that's. You know what I mean? They say it's America's pastime. I believe it because I think the atmosphere at a baseball game, even if there's 20 fans in the stadium, but to have a beer and a hot dog, I think it takes me back to my childhood. So I love going to a game. I love going to a baseball game.
No, I love going to the game. I'm a people watcher, so I like to watch people. And I be you can
watch guys with you'll be like, oh, he got a nice butt. Look at him.
No. I be watching some shit really goes down at the ballpark, like for real. And then, I be ear hustling and listen to other people's conversations. I'd be like, really? That's what they did? Oh, really? I know pretty much their life and everything that the scandals that are going in their life, because I'm like, you get a little bit of everything. And then you got those, I'd be like, we had a ballpark and you just totally dressed up in heels, right? Really? So, you get a little variety at the ballpark. You get to see a little bit of everything. Then you get to see the person who's wasted and starts tripping and acting the ass. Or then you got the other one who's a drunk trying to be the savior of the situation. And then they start going at it's fun. I personally like it. I love it.
Okay. Well, Tori, I hope you're having fun at the ballpark. March Madness is underway. Michigan just lost to Villanova in the Sweet 16, but Coach K is retiring, and we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. He's retiring his illustrious career. He just made it to the Elite Eight. That guy's a phenomenal coach, phenomenal everything. So he did make it to the Elite Eight, which is. Duke, when you think of Duke, you think when I think of Duke and all the championships they win, I think it takes me back to high school days, early college, because that's all that whoever won in the NCAA it was always Duke, or you know what I mean? So it was never where I'm from, Michigan. So it was never Michigan until Fab Five, but it was always Duke, or you know what I mean? You always see I think a lot of people that I know in the 90s had like a Duke fucking jersey or a Duke pullover or something. So just because it was blue, they had nice colors, So Kyle Murray finally breaks silence on why he deleted Cardinals Instagram and social media. Kyle Murray and some eyebrows around the NFL early in February when he decided to make some major modifications to his social media page. Not only did he unfollow Cardinals on Twitter, he also deleted all his team-related photos from his personal Instagram. Although Murray would later restore and deleted photos, he still hasn't explained why he deleted them in the first place. Mostly because he hasn't been available for any interviews in the past 6 weeks. Well, that changed Thursday when Murray finally willing to answer some questions about social media activity during the press conference and charity event. So why did you scrub the Cardinals from the social media? The two-time pro didn't have any great explanation. If you're a kid my age and you used to like people to take off all they're just a thing, Murray said. Honestly, like I said, I took everything off of it besides one picture, so it had nothing to do with the Cardinals or anything I like. So Kyle Murray's kind of a weird cat. Oh, was that somebody's dog? Was that you? That was like, I heard a dog. So he's kind of a weird cat. I think it was contract things. He wants more money. He's not happy with the organization. He's not happy with coaching. So that's my thoughts. But to be honest with you, Shelly, for a guy that says, oh, I always say, even when you're in a relationship, personal or business, I don't think you should ever rant on social media or take your problems to social media. I think this should have been handled off the books. And if he had a problem with the Cardinals, talk to the Cardinals off the books. Mm-hmm. Social media, hey, you should say, hey, you know what? This is glamour. Everything's good. And then if he ends up leaving the Cardinals, then he leaves the Cardinals. But I don't think you should cry like a little boy and say, I'm going to delete all my Cardinals social media because I'm this crybaby. You know what I mean?
He totally put his foot in his mouth. And then he's gonna use the I'm a kid. No, you're a grown ass man and you can go to jail. You're a grown ass man. Why don't you own up to it that you know what, you were pissed, that you wanted some things, and just because you see other players getting their, getting trade out and getting what they want, that might not be the opportunity for you. So why don't you just sit there, talk with your manager, negotiate like a grown ass person, and see if you can get what you want, because mess around. The Cardinals have a pretty good, decent squad, but at the end of the day, we ain't never won anything. I mean, we won some games, but we ain't never won the Super Bowl. We've gotten there, but did not achieve. Right. But at the same time, though, you might go to a really shitty team, and then what? But he should have. He wasn't ready for that question when they interviewed him, and so what does he pull out of his ass? I'm a kid.
Mm-hmm. I'm a kid. Well, him and Lonnie are doing the same thing.
And he's on a rookie's contract. Like, what the hell? Like, for real, what are you expecting?
So this concludes the show. All I got is basically the topic of the show. I wish Tori could chime in real quick, just to have another lady on the show. Mm-hmm. So relationships. Should you continue dating even after you meet a compatible partner? I'll let you go first, Shelly. What's your thoughts?
No. I want to hear y'all. Let's
okay, I'll tell you.
I'm gonna pass. I defer.
I'll tell you mine. So I got to be honest. When I met my girlfriend, we were just friends at the time. We were friends for about 1.5 years, I believe, before we started dating. I think her friend is the one who was like, oh yeah, he like you, or y'all belong together, whatever. But when I met her, I had some hoes, right? I had some hoes lingering around. I had some hoes. I had bitches saying, what if? And I right away, when she said, do you want to do this seriously? I'll cut my hoes off and you cut your hoes off and we'll come together. It was difficult for me because I was single separated, whatever the case, for 4 or 5 years. So it was difficult for me because I had a lot of hoes. I had a lot of skeletons. I had, bitches all over, you know what I mean? Bitches in different zip codes, you know what I mean? So I broke it to all these hoes, right? Hey, you know what? I found somebody. Some were okay. Some were, I wish the best for you, that kind of thing. But
no, they don't. They were salty.
No, he said, no, you don't. No, you don't. So a lot of those, and there was a couple that were mad. They were like, they were salty about it, like, what the fuck, and this and that, and this. And I said, as a guy, and a girl's always saying, just be honest, be honest. I was trying to be honest. So I kept them girls in the dark and not saying anything. I think I owed some women some explanation and be like, hey, you know what? I've been seeing somebody and I don't want to see you anymore, or I don't want to talk to you, or I don't want to stick my pickle in you anymore. Whatever the case may be. So I think when you find a compatible partner that you think that they are the person, I think you should do the right thing. I think you should cut off your hoes. That's just my thought.
What about you, Dutch?
Well, Dutch, what do you think? I know he is married. When you met your wife, did you think she was like? Did you write a note instant like she was the one?
Instantaneous, yeah.
And were you talking to a couple women at the time, or were you like, hey, you just were talking to her?
I was bartending. So
you were talking to many women. So did you have that conversation with women that you might have been talking to and said, hey, you know what? I met a fantastic woman, and unfortunately I can't talk to you like that anymore. We could be friends, but I can't talk to you like that anymore.
Yes.
And so for you, did you tell your wife at the time, look, hey, you know what? You're the one. I don't want to talk to anybody else.
I did, but after like 6 months.
Oh, it was after 6 months. So did she appreciate that she didn't have to tell you to cut your hose off, and you just came to her and said, hey, you know what? I did it myself.
A little bit of both.
Okay. Because I think my girlfriend was shocked that I cut my hose off so quickly. You know what I mean? She was like, oh, okay. Shit, it's like that. And I was like, yeah. I said, pussy's real good. I'm happy. You make me a sandwich, suck my dick, and you clean the house. It's great. Where do I sign? Where do I sign?
He said, I got bonuses.
Yeah. I said, yeah. She cuts the ends off my sandwiches, She puts, I can't complain.
But honestly, I think that it should be like that. If you find somebody that you're compatible with and you're ready to move into something serious, why keep lingering old shit in your past hanging around?
So I know you recently went through a breakup. How difficult it is, and I know in past relationships, how difficult it is does that really linger, and does it damage your current relationship if you let shit linger around?
It does, because I can only speak on women's behalf, especially if you have other women who.
Well, on your behalf.
On my behalf, if it's lingering, oh yeah, because then it's a territorial thing. Like, what the fuck? Like, why do we have them around?
Well, my girlfriend says I lick it, now it's mine. So
that's real talk. It's real talk. Hey, we don't share. We don't share nothing. If you're going to give the same affection to somebody else and I'm supposed to be the one, then what's the whole purpose? Keep your shit and I'll keep it moving. Bottom line.
So, did you have that experience with Lonnie where he was, he had lingering things and you had to tell him, or did he do it himself? Like I did my girlfriend, where I just said, you know what? I cut my hose off.
No, it was the reverse. I actually had to tell him. Yeah.
You had to tell him.
I was just like, it's unacceptable behavior. And you can have your friends, but I choose to not partake in it. I would just move on. And so he made the conscious decision to let them go. There was a diehard though.
Was it high? Was he crying? Was he burning his his phone book? Was he like, what was he like? Oh my God, I can't believe you're making me do this.
No, it was an emotional roller coaster, to be honest with you. Yeah, because these people have been in his life for some years, and there was some loyalty to that. And at the end of the day, I was like, no, we don't do that. That's
he had a round the way pussy, once in a while pussy.
Everybody had a season in a day. But at the end of the day,
he had a schedule. Hey, it's your week.
Yeah, but it's not healthy. So if you find somebody you're compatible with, because I know when I was dating my ex,
point that out to him. Hey, you want to be with me? You have to get rid of that.
Yeah, because it was unhealthy, and they were territorial. Some of them said, like you said, "Oh, I'm happy for you." No, you're not. Bitch, you're salty. You're salty as fuck. At the end of the day, women know women because they're catty. But at the end of the day, they become territorial. Like, I had this before you, try to see if they could finagle their way back in. No, your card has been revoked, declined, and no longer exists. You're not part of the club. But yeah, because I know when I got into the relationship, I cut all my ties off. I was ready to go out of town. I had a whole schedule before I met him. I had a whole schedule. I was supposed to be in North Carolina. I was supposed to be in Ohio. I had like a whole little schedule of trips. And then when he came along, I just like, hey, I found somebody. Sorry, but not sorry. But have a good life. Wish you the best. Right. It was a no-brainer for me.
So I think that's more of a woman's thing that they feel like, hey, I want to be loyal to this guy. But, guys like, they like all different types of bread, right? So they want to try it out. And if Lonnie could keep those bitches and you not know about them, would he kept them?
Man, I don't know, dude. To be honest with you, if I would have found out, it would have not been good. Yeah. Even if I found out to this day, it would not have been good because it's a betrayal of trust. It's a betrayal of trust, knowing that this person has these type of feelings towards you, and they're not just, hey, what's up, my nigga? How we doing? But hey, you want to come over and hang out type of stuff? No, I don't have time for that. I would have been pissed.
That would have been a mannequin. Baby, that's a mannequin. That's a sex doll.
Sex doll my ass. Sex doll my ass. Like, well, let's like this bitch and see if the wax starts melting.
You stupid. But yeah, I think we're all in agreement. And I think Tori would be in agreement. Yeah, I think you should. And I think it's the age we're at. If you were 22 again, you're not cutting your hose off.
No, not at all. But when you get a certain age and you get seasoned, you don't really want that shit because it's work. It's work. It's a full-time ass job. And so even if you have a mutual agreement with that other person, it's still a full-time ass job. Like, who wants that shit? We trying to retire now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I told my girlfriend. I said, I'm looking for somebody that's going to change my diapers in 20 years.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'll wipe your ass. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
No complaints. No complaints.
No complaints.
Having a colostomy companion around to
you know what I'm saying?
Help change your colostomy bag when you can't do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. When you get a certain age, you just want certain different things. When you're in your 20s and 30s, you don't give a shit. You just be like living. But when you get to a certain age, you just have different expectations and want different stuff out of a relationship. So it's better to come correct.
Come correct. So the moral of this story is cut your hose off. You find a compatible partner, cut your hose off.
Cut the hose.
Especially if you're in your 40s, 50s, cut your hose off. It's the worst thing to see a 50-year-old player at the bar trying to pick up somebody that's in their 20s and 30s.
Okay, with a throwback jersey on. I'm like,
throwback jersey.
I'm like, I'm gonna need you to go sit down somewhere.
So does Does he have shoelaces or does he have Velcro shoes?
You know what? They probably have it where it's kind of Velcro, but it looked like shoelaces. It's not.
You know, when you
got it camouflaged, so you can feel like he still fit in.
I don't want to tie these motherfucking shoes.
No, but you know what? You find out older men, they end up trying to wear, I call them Easter suits, you know, with the shirt that has the matching pants, or they wear a lot of sweats, like the, and I'd be like, oh, they got the velour on. Oh, that's funny. How cute. But not
slip on. They wear the slip on Skechers. What is up?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, they're wearing the Crocs. They're wearing the slides.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because
they ain't tying the shoes.
Too funny.
Long, man. Hurts too much.
Yeah.
You bending over talking about.
Yeah, you got you got to get those hospital socks if you want to hit it from the back. Ones with the grip. You're like,
you got me choking.
Blow your hip out.
Oh shit!
So talking about the yellow fucking hospital socks.
I know what you're talking about. I had a whole visual. I got this.
Yeah, I got this. Let me go get my good socks on.
My business socks on. It's business time.
It's business time with all the grip.
There you go. You know what? You guys are always talking about, you and Tori, about designing things. There you go. You need to design some crazy design hospital socks that you can wear all the time. So when you're ready to hit it, you look fashionable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You ain't got the pink and the what is it? The off-white, yellow. Yeah, get them off. I'll be like, we got the fuzzy ones, we got the cotton ones, we got the
grip on the bottom. So if you are on a hardwood floor or tile, guess what? You can hit it from the back.
You can hit it from the back and don't have to worry about throwing your back out neither.
Yeah, there you go. So, Dutch, I want to thank you for joining us today. Tori is at, I know she said you could follow her everywhere at. She is at her job. Thanks, Judge, for joining us. Shelly, where can we follow you at?
At ShellVon17 on Instagram. And as if you'd like to give me some cash at me at CH Refuge. Make it rain.
Make it rain. Don't make Lonnie, make it rain, Lonnie. Make it rain, Lonnie.
You're stupid.
You can follow me everywhere at Drink Swift on all platforms. Make sure you guys are always washing your hands. And guess what? Mask is optional, but always wash your ass. Peace out. Peace, y'all.